sir.
Wow! The Bowfishing Buzz, episode 118. The April edition. I love April. To me, this is the kickoff to bowfishing. I know a lot of you are already out bowfishing, but to us up here in Wisconsin, April is like the...
It's like opening day almost, kind of.
Oh,
it's like we're getting ready to rock and roll.
Oh, man. And, of course, the Bowfishing Buzz is brought to you by...
AMS and Megamouth Bowfishing, both family-owned businesses, proudly made in the USA, built tough, built by bowfishers, and trusted by shooters across the nation.
From reels and bows to arrows and accessories, AMS and Megamouth have you covered. Take the fight to invasive fish with American-made bowfishing muscle.
From first shots to big wins, AMS and Megamouth help make memories on the water that last a lifetime. Bowfishing Buzz also sponsored by N Designs Leatherwork and Embroidery. They do some amazing things for us. Our hats,
absolutely.
The t-shirt that I have on, the t-shirt you see on this replica of the common carp back here, and of course, sponsored by Efficiency Bowfishing Lights by Outdoor Innovations USA. We're getting ready to start using our efficiency lights.
Time to put them to work.
It is, what's the date today, Matt? Today is April 7th. One other thing we got to tell everybody, too, Matt, we're in April, so that will start our bi-weekly podcast.
Absolutely.
Every other week we'll be up here.
Absolutely.
We'll have a little bit more to talk about. We'll be out on the water doing things. There'll be tournaments going on around the nation. So we are, it is an exciting time of year. Even though, Matt, would you care to take a guess? I had a chiropractor appointment this morning, had to run 10 minutes south of Stratford here to Marshfield. What do you think the temperature was on my way back this morning at 9 o'clock?
37 degrees.
It was 26 degrees.
Oh!
So it's still, the sun is out, the snow is almost gone, but it's still, it's chilly.
It is.
Especially when you're out on the water and it's late at night, there's a little bit of wind. It starts to get cold, but we're close.
That'll create a little ice.
It will. Our pond out front here has got a little skim over it. We're like, wow, what are we doing?
Come on, Mother Nature.
Yes, exactly.
Get your act together. My gosh. Well, Schmitty, April, it's time for us to talk bowfishing the spawn.
Yeah. Yep.
The spawn is a magical time to bowfish. We're going to dig into the spawn. What temperatures look for? What species of fish prefer these type of waters?
Right.
These type of temperatures. We're going to dive into that.
Absolutely. I think that'll be fun. And we're a little bit we're a ways off here in Wisconsin, but we know that not everybody's in Wisconsin.
That's
April
right.
can be, you've had magical Aprils down south, state record Aprils in different states.
You look at Texas.
Yeah.
You know, Texas down there, it's warm. Oklahoma.
I mean, Kentucky, Dennis is sending us pictures.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Things are happening, so we're going to dive into
talk about that. That'll be very fun. And then, Matt, too, we were going to have someone very special join us later on in this podcast as well. Do we want to reveal who that is?
Yeah, let's let them know.
We're going to have crowd favorite, AMS favorite, great guy, Lance Brantley is going to be joining us. He's been on a couple of times, but we're just going to get his take on what the season looks like. He's been out shooting fish. He's getting ready for the tournament circuit, so it'll be fun to talk to Lance as well.
He's been shooting the Mega Rex.
Yes, he has.
I'd love to hear a little bit of feedback.
Yep.
On the Mega Rex.
Yep.
Also diving into the grind of the tournament season.
Oh, yeah.
How they prepare.
Yes.
Do you still have that? They've won almost everything out there.
Yep.
Do you still have that drive?
Yep.
To stay up on top, you know?
Yep.
Do you still have that competitive nature that you had when you first started several years ago?
Almost like a comparison as far as you said, they've won almost everything they possibly can. Where's that drive? They're going to be able to find it very similar to like a 41-year-old LeBron James.
Oh, my gosh.
He's been in the league a long time, been at the top for a long time, and he just keeps on doing what he does. So very looking forward to talking to Lance very much. That'll be a fun little segment.
I know the NBA playoffs are coming up, and I'm sure he'll be out for the remainder of the season.
He can't be out because Luka and Reeves are out now, so he's going to have to put the team on his back and do what he does.
So then LeBron will be sitting on a bench with calf strains and other things that he pulls here and there.
He's 41 years old. He's only 22 years younger than what you are.
Sit down. Have a seat. Sit down on the bench. Become part of the management. Do a podcast. Do something. Jeez Louise.
Oh, I had to throw that in there.
For gosh sakes.
Oh, wouldn't that be something? That would be fun. That would be fun. To kick it off here, Matt, one thing, we're just going to cover a couple of different things as far as what to look for, things that will be happening in the bowfishing realm of things.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
The first thing, Matt, is you're going to have a shift in fish behavior.
Guaranteed.
For sure.
Guaranteed.
These water temps are going to keep creeping up. What is that going to in turn do? Fish are going to start to be active. Don't get me wrong. I love that when we go out here, sometimes we're out in March. If the weather is nice enough,
Yep.
You get that cold water. If you find fish, they can be lethargic, slow-moving. That's a blast. But I would much prefer warmer water, warmer weather, sun. Just get these fish up and moving a little bit. You know, carp are going to start to stage in a lot of different areas in April, if not spawn.
Yes.
You know, up here, they're not going to be doing that for a while, but they're going to start thinking about it in the next couple of weeks, especially if we get like a week in late April of above average temperature. We get a week of 72 to 78 for a high skies, no clouds. That really warms up a muddy, dark watered back bay faster than what you think.
Yeah.
You know, and then buffs and gar will start to move a little bit more predictably as well. You know, as we say it, it's hard to get on buffs when they're not spawning in Wisconsin specifically. You know, they'll start to be in areas that you would expect them to be in, getting ready for the spawn.
I would sooner shoot fish pre-spawn than during the spawn.
Okay. Yep.
Man, when it turns into a full-blown spawn, that water can get really dirty.
Yes, it can get
and
frustrating.
That can make nighttime bow fishing very tough.
Yep.
But you get that pre-spawn when they're just starting to move in. They're not into the shallows. They're out in that 3, 2 feet of water.
Right.
That water is nice and clear out there. They're just cruising around. They're not dirtying it up yet.
Yeah.
You got your males that are, they're just itching just like an old Tom Turkey. You know, they're strutting a little bit.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
They're looking.
Yeah, that reminds me, Matt, that's actually that you just saying that brings me back to a specific day that you and I had on the water. And in this situation, there were spawning fish back in a bay, but it was the situation of not being able to see them back in that bay.
Yeah.
We couldn't see them.
Yeah.
It was the day that you were picking on me for my fancy polarized glasses.
Your podcast googles.
My podcast goggles. So what did we do that day? We went out into the mouth of the bay. We got on a little rock point, and they were not spawning there. They were feeding into that back bay there.
Following the line.
It was like a contour. Exactly, a little trough that we could shoot, and we shot a lot of fish in that little area. There were males, females, all going back in there. We were able
Clear
to find,
water.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. That was very cool to do that. That's also a tactic you can use, going forward as well.
Absolutely. I just had to bring this up. I had somebody, a young kid over in Minnesota, message us on our Facebook page. And he was asking, he says, hey, I'm struggling right now finding some fish. I'm going out and I'm only finding, 1 or 2 here and there. Any suggestions or tips that you could help me possibly find some more fish?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
So my response was moving water.
Yeah.
Right now, he's kind of in the same situation we are with. These fish have been covered up in ice since December.
Yep.
That oxygen is running low.
Yep.
Unless, of course, there's aerators in there and stuff, but more than likely not. I said, look for fresh moving water. Look for a current.
Yep.
I always found that, like in a river system or a flowage system, the river that runs down into those is opened up probably right now. But the flowage part of it, where it's backed up and it gets large, is not opened up yet. But if you can head down those rivers and get down to those top ends of those flowages that shoots back into those bays that are starting to open up a little bit, prime spots.
Yeah.
That flow. Look for, curves. One thing that I found that held a lot of fish in those flowages were stumps.
Oh, okay.
Stumps. I don't know if it gave them a little ease to get away from that fast flowing water, and it gave them a little bit of a break, but it also gave them a ton of fresh oxygen that's coming down with that fresh, clean water. Because right now our dams are just spewing big time.
It's insane. Every creek in the woods, every river you drive past, you're like, oh my gosh,
there's water everywhere.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of flow. With that being said, be careful also.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You have to be careful because that, especially at nighttime, it's hard to see your surroundings.
Right.
That water is moving pretty darn fast.
Yep.
Just be careful because, like I said, when we're doing that, it's usually shallow water. There's a lot of stumps because that water was backed up years ago when they put the dams in.
Right. Yep.
So a lot of woods and stuff became flooded. Now there's a lot of stumps.
Would you say, Matt, that stumps are a more likely spot to find fish this time of year than, say, in the middle of June?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I was just curious. When you said stumps, I'm like, oh, we don't usually target. We'll find ourselves in an area like that, but I just was curious.
Yep.
Okay.
Years ago, we would go and literally it was a stump field.
Yeah.
And literally it seemed like every stump had like 10 or 12 fish stacked up behind it.
Oh, my gosh. Wow.
And you'd shoot them. They'd take off, and you just keep working your way up.
Yeah.
Then you'd come back down with the current. There'd be another 10, 12 stacked up behind those. And I just think it was a little bit of a break for them.
Sure. Sure. Yep.
But nice oxygen.
Yeah.
Where to find these fish, Schmitty?
Yep.
I just gave you a big example right there.
Yes,
what I like
did.
to look for.
Yep.
Backwaters, dark bottom areas heat up faster. What you were saying.
Exactly. Yep.
Absolutely. Wind-blown shorelines, that pushes bait into those areas also.
Yeah.
Fish can stack up there as well. But, shallow flats are the first to warm up. That's a key area to look for right now when that sun is – we've got the sun a lot longer these days now, too, than we did back in January and February.
Yep.
Those warm up very fast.
That wind-blown shoreline aspect, I'm guessing like a gar aspect of things would be what that would do.
Yes.
Because I know even open water fishing, when we have a windy day, I don't love doing it, but I'll go to a wind-blown shoreline off of a break somewhere and fish for walleyes.
Yes.
Because of the same exact situation. That wind across the entire
Absolutely.
body of water will blow bait into a specific shoreline, and you can kind of get on fish there. You want to go. You want to go sit out of the wind on the other side of the lake.
You want to
because it's nice. You're not getting blown around. But I have seen that time and time again, where if you can get on a wind-blown shoreline, open water fishing, that can be very beneficial.
No, when we talk about that, we're not talking about 2-foot waves slamming into the shoreline.
No, get out of that.
Yeah, that's different.
Yeah.
A nice gentle where it's blowing some algae.
Yeah.
You know.
Yep.
We're not talking waves crashing into the shoreline.
Yep. Yep. Another thing, Matt, day versus nighttime. As far as this time of year, daytime can be very underrated. Don't get me wrong; it's a blast, but it's still difficult to find clear water. You need clear water.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yep.
Nighttime is still solid, but it's not that peak season yet. I would this time of year vote, at least from what I've experienced up here, majority, I would prefer to go out at night just because the daytime aspect can be difficult.
100% right now, I would 100%. I'm not going out during the daytime yet at all.
Right. Yeah. Matt, how about tell us a little bit about just water conditions? You kind of touched on a little bit earlier, but let's get into that a little bit.
One other thing that helps when these flowages and these lakes start to open up, these rivers and these creeks, is that spring runoff.
Yeah.
I mean, that's bringing a lot of
nutrients
down into the ground.
Yep.
Probably not the best nutrients that we would like for later on in the summer. You get a lot of algae blooms because of these runoffs, but it's bringing in a fresh flow of water.
Right.
Culverts. Oh, my gosh.
Oh, God. I love culvers. Great burgers.
Is your belly rumbling already? It's 10:30 in the morning.
I could eat a Butterburger any time of the day.
Oh, my goodness.
Anyway,
culverts.
Oh, okay.
Culverts.
I see. Okay, what about culverts, Matt?
There was a spot years ago where there was a culvert that came into the upper end of a flowage.
Oh, do I know the spot that you're talking about?
Yes, you do. And it was diked, and above that where the culvert was, where all this water was coming, was from the marsh.
Yep.
The marsh had opened up, and that water was pouring out of there. Then you had the fresh water coming down from the main river into those back bays. So you had like a confluence right there of these two water running areas meeting together.
Sure.
And it would open up the ice right there early in the season. And those carp would come in there by the thousands.
Yeah. Yep.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
Culverts, dams are a great spot, And like I always said, clean pockets, transition pockets. What I mean by that is you have your main river coming down on the upper end of these flowages.
Yep.
It's coming up to the top end of the flowages now, and you have the bays starting to form. That water is flowing around those edges and then curving back around into these bays. That's a transition area right there where that bend is in there, or where that water is coming down and hitting this opposite shoreline and then bending down to that area. That's a transition area. Fresh water coming through there. Shorelines. That's what's going to hold fish.
Yeah. Yep. Agreed. That can be very, very advantageous this time of year if you know what to look for. Is a big thing as well.
And like I said, a slight stain, ideal. It's
problem.
good. No problem. Clear water, yes. Chocolate milk, that's getting a little rough.
It gets tough. There could be fish in there, but it can be very frustrating.
Yes, that's getting a little tough.
Yeah. A couple of quick tips I want to throw out there, Matt. Move slow. Fish can be spooky.
Bingo.
In skinny water, especially as it's going to get warmer. These fish, especially in the daytime, there's been countless trips that were like, oh my gosh. The water's perfect. The weather's perfect. We're going out during the day, get some amazing footage. I think of South Dakota last year as the number one. The first lake that we went to, we're like, we can't get on top. We can't get within shooting distance of these fish. Move slow.
Very frustrating.
Fish can be spooky. Another big one is sun angles are huge, guys.
Yeah.
For daytime bow fishing, Matt, how many times have we been bow fishing and you'll be up in the front and you'll go, we're doing this wrong.
We're doing this wrong, but sometimes you can't help it.
You can't because of the
wind.
Exactly. Yep. That your shadow hits an area up above in front of you, and poof, those fish are gone.
Blows a fish up. Yeah.
A high noon sun, straight above you is ideal.
Right.
It lights up the most water, allows your polarized sunglasses to take that glare off of the most amount of water possible for you to be able to see everything that you're looking at. Don't overlook small bodies of water.
No.
I will say that has been a huge thing for us. We've done that here in Wisconsin. We've found some small little lakes that are overlooked and are able to go in there and shoot some very nice fish.
Yep.
And then just keep it simple. April's not a time to overcomplicate it. Try to get some crazy game plan in. Go check your spots.
Right.
And just go from there. If you've shot fish there in the past, that's a great way to check it. If there's not fish there, don't waste the whole night trying to find them in that area. They're most likely just not going to be there if you don't find them right off the bat.
Exactly. So, Smitty, let me ask you this. April bow fishing is more fun than the peak spawn.
Oh.
Do you agree or disagree?
Oh.
April bow fishing is more fun than the peak spawn.
I would have to disagree with that, Matt. I've said it a lot of times on this podcast. The aspect of the buff spawn, especially here, even when you get into the common spawn, to me is the most fun, chaotic, crazy time that I think you can have on the water. When we're out shooting buffs, one, it's daytime. The weather's beautiful. The footage is amazing. That's what I probably like the most. So I would say that I would like peak spawn more. How about you, Matt? Would you prefer April bow fishing over peak spawn?
The only reason that I would like the April bow fishing aspect over the peak spawn, I'm ready. I'm itching. I've been cooped up just like carp have since November, man. It was getting dark out at 4:30 in the afternoon. It sucked. You get kind of in like a
rut.
A rut. Like you come home, you eat, you sit on the couch, and it's dark out at 5 o'clock. It honks.
Yep.
Hey, I'm excited. I want to get back out. I put on 25 pounds. I want to start not eating every time I sit on the couch. I want to get on the water.
Agreed. I know. I agree. I agree. Well, let me switch this up, Matt. Would you prefer opening week of bow season or the rut? What would you prefer?
Well, the rut.
Okay. I'm just curious. That's kind of the same question.
Yeah.
But
it
okay,
is.
you prefer the rut aspect of things. But when it comes to bow fishing, you want to get out and shoot fish right away.
All depends.
I know. It does. It does. I hear
if I've got one that's coming in on a pretty regular basis, absolutely, I'm going to hit it hard. But I'm not going to – definitely early season bow hunting, I'm not going back to my prime areas. I'm staying out of the main. I'm just dipping my toes in a little bit into the woods.
Yep. Matt, we've got another segment coming up here, but I'm going to stop you before we get to that.
Oh, what?
Why you seem so sad? I know we're on a time crunch, but this won't take long.
Okay, I'm going to take a drink of my So Tasty.
Oh, we got the what do you got there,
tasty.
Matt?
I got just a wonderful coffin cabin.
Coffin cabbie?
Yeah. Coffee cabin.
There we go.
Strawberry smoothie.
Yes.
So let me do.
Oh, we got a little ASMR going on here. Give it a rating out of 10, Matt. What are we sitting at?
Oh, this is it's a 9. What would make this a 10 is they had some little bit of banana flavor in there.
Oh, okay.
Banana strawberry
Matt
smoothie.
likes his bananas.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Well,
banana moon pie.
Banana moon pie. You got something about bananas.
Crinkle a little bit of that.
Oh, yummy. Get in my belly.
Hey, that's something new for Wisconsin. We got the we could have the smoothie and the moon pie banana strawberry smoothie.
There we go. Absolutely.
Little crunchies in there, little pieces in there.
Yep, that would be good.
Oh, my
That'd be good.
Goodness gracious.
Well, you're always keeping us on our toes, Matt, and my job here is to keep you on your toes.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
Usually, guys, when we do a podcast, we do a little bit of a briefing of what we're going to talk about. Matt has no idea what's coming right now.
Nope.
He doesn't have a clue.
Nope.
Many times throughout my career here at AMS, which, oh my gosh, everybody, I just thought of this. In April of 2007, Mathew Schillinger was hired at AMS Bowfishing. This April marked his 19th year.
Holy cow. Oh, thank you, Smitty.
That's amazing. 19 years. I just thought of that. So congrats on that. That's huge. That's huge.
Thank you.
Anyway, So many times I'm looking for a video clip to use in a social media post. I call Matt on the phone. I say, Matt, where is this? And he goes, oh, that's in 2019 Q Drive. It's the trip from Castle Rock, day 4, clip 7, and it's right there. Boom. And he could do it without thinking. Matt, I'm going to test you a little bit. What I have here is 3 audio clips.
Oh, my gosh.
Now, you don't need to give me the year, but if you can give me the body of water or even the state or any other details, we'll knock them out quickly here. Wow. I just want to see what you can do with them, okay? I'm going to hold the phone up to my mic so everybody can hear, you included.
Okay.
Are you ready? Let me just make sure my audio is off here.
Let's hear these audio clips.
All right, number 1 incoming right now. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Here we go.
And all of a sudden, straight from shore, this big mama came out.
Anything that rings a bell?
2020 Castle Rock.
Any other details you'd like to add?
That was a 50-pound buff that you shot.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, my. See what I'm talking about? That's insane. That's insane. Yes, correct. I just lifted the fish up in front of the camera.
Yes. Yep. Red Shutter Media was filming that day.
Yep. We shot it. I was just about to give away some information, but that was a very memorable, fun day. Yep. Okay, now that was the easy one.
Okay.
Are you ready for the next clip, Matt? Here we go.
Here he comes. All happy.
I know where that is.
Where was that clip from, Matt?
2025 South Dakota boat landing. Trinity was coming out of the outhouse.
This is insane. That's 100% correct. 100% correct. You always are videoing me whenever there's a bathroom involved. It's insane. It's insane. Okay, he's 2 for 2.
And you are right. I had no idea you were doing this.
Not a clue.
No.
Okay, now this last one is going to test you. I will say this. You need to listen to all kinds of background noise, certain noises that happen. Are you ready, Matt? Take a sip of your smoothie. Here we go. Clip number 3.
Okay.
Does that ring a bell for you?
It could be a lot of things, but I know what it is. I got a pretty good feeling I know what it is.
I can play it again if you'd like.
Nope, you don't have to play it again. We're pressure washing a boat in South Dakota would be my guess. That would be my guess. We're inside of a pressure washer. We're inside of a wash area, and we're pressure washing out the boat after a night of bow fishing.
That is incorrect.
Oh, crap.
Would you like to hear it one more time?
Okay. All I heard was one little voice.
Yep. That was you wanting to start the clip in the beginning. Here we go.
Okay.
It's a tough one.
I don't know.
All right. I'll show you the clip. The clip, Matt, is this.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Oh, boy. Yep. Florida Gator Hunting 2023.
Loading gators into a freezer, I'm guessing?
That's where you take them to register them. They have refrigerated trailers throughout the county, so you don't have to drive to just one location.
Yep.
And on the side of those refrigerated little trailers, there's a bunch of paperwork that lets you fill out your paperwork. You register your gator, and you write down all the information when you shot it, the time, all that information, the length and everything, and then you put that paperwork into an envelope, and then you take your gator and you put them into the refrigerated trailers.
Gotcha. Yep. Okay. 2 out of 3. That last one was hard because there's no audio to go off.
I thought that was pressure washing.
It does, and it's the cooler running, and then the thud of the gator on the. That's the only thing I thought could save you.
When you played it the second time, I thought, man, was that somebody that just shot an arrow into a target?
Oh, sure. Yep.
That's what I thought that might have been.
Okay.
I was like, oh man. That was cool. That was very cool.
Not to interrupt us too much there. We got to give Lance a call here shortly, but we can continue on from there. I just wanted to surprise you.
That was very cool.
Matt.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Yep.
One thing that I want to bring up, Schmitty, is this Saturday, Above and Below H2O, the Badger State Blitz Part 2 is on CarbonTV. It's Part 2. Jana Waller and Julie McQueen came up here last year. We did some bow fishing. This here, Part 2, is when things got just absolutely crazy, Schmitty.
Yep.
We hit the full swing of the spawn.
The mother load.
It was amazing. We shot fish from the bank. We shot fish at night. We shot fish during the day. We stalked fish. It was just crazy. Slow motion shots, action shots, funny stuff. Our buddy.
Oh, is that going to be in this one?
Yeah.
When we got a little snack delivery out on the water? There's not a more welcome to Wisconsin moment than that.
No, little. We won't give it away.
We won't give it away. We got to watch it to see what we got.
Fish blowing up in the shallow water.
Yes.
Explosive is one way to describe it. It's a great trip. Do you have any scenes in that? You were mainly behind the camera on that, Schmitty. Do you have any scenes that kind of stuck out in the back of your mind?
Do you have one in your head that you're wanting me to say?
No, because there was so many, I just didn't know if one stuck out because it was just crazy.
I will say it got to a point behind the camera up in the crow's nest there where we were getting footage that was just beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, beautiful.
Yeah.
It got to a point, I remember, where I'm shooting these clips, and I took a second to sit back and go, the last 10 clips that we've recorded, we would be happy to get 2 of them on an entire trip, and we just got 10 in 30 minutes.
Yeah.
It's insane. Yeah. One thing that I do remember is you saying as you put your wireless mic clipped onto your hat, you go, man, I hope I don't drop this in the water. And about 10 minutes later, kaploop, in the water it goes. That was funny. That was good. I remember Jana shooting a fish, and it was not a huge fish, and her wondering why it was so difficult to bring her line back up into the boat. And she somehow had a piece of driftwood that was this big all wrapped up in her line with a fish on it.
2 fish.
Was it a double?
Double and that big long. Yeah, it's all on video. It's in the video.
Gosh, she got a triple.
She got a triple.
Wow.
Yep. I told her to take that darn driftwood back with her to Utah.
Yeah. Yep. I remember that. Is there anything that sticks out in your head from that?
There was a clip when I was going through editing this and putting this together. I just kept dumping in clips. I'm like, well, I got to use that. Dumping there. Well, I got to use that.
Exactly.
Well, oh my gosh, I got to use that. But there was one clip there where you were over my shoulder and the sun was phenomenal. It was in the right spot at the right time, and there was some trees branches in the water in front of me. You can see my whole head, my neck, and I'm holding the bow. And these fish, all of a sudden, you can see and it's in slow motion. And all of a sudden, you can see the water starting to rise above that tree branch there. And up over top of there came a pod of buffs. And you can see me, I wish I would have shot faster, but it's all in slow motion. But you see me start to draw, and those fish come over top of that branch. Then they come back down and end up shooting them as they were going back down. But I wish I would have shot them when they were over top of that.
Yeah.
But, in real life, it happens a lot faster.
Quick. Right.
But that shot was just phenomenal because the sun was just amazing on that spot. But you need to check out this video. So set your reminder this Saturday, CarbonTV. If you love bow fishing, this is a must-watch episode.
Absolutely. Yep. So moving on from that, Matt, we've got a couple other things we want to update everybody about. You've got a Kicking Bear banquet.
Yeah,
in Onalaska, Wisconsin. And you will be attending, Matt?
I definitely will.
Well, that's awesome. You're going to be going down there to Onalaska on April 23rd to attend the Kicking Bear banquet. You're going to be talking bow fishing, introducing families and kids to the sport. We always say it, guys, getting the next generation involved is so important to do. That'll be a fun thing that you're going to be at, too.
Yep, and this is one of Ray Howell's events. We've had Ray on, quite a few years ago. Ray is a phenomenal person.
Yes.
These type of banquets are to help raise money for his youth events that he has across the United States.
Yep.
And it's for underprivileged kids that kind of grew up without a father. They're in a little bit of trouble.
Yeah, maybe not
here and there.
Not the exposure to the outdoors that a traditional kid might get.
Right.
Maybe they grew up in the city. Who knows?
And Ray has changed so many lives through these programs, and I just love going down there because Ray is always he's so jacked up. I mean, he's so excited, and he loves these kids. He loves these events, and he called me and wanted me to come down there and set up a booth and talk bow fishing and throw some hats to the crowd and stuff, so I'm looking forward to that, Derek.
That's awesome. That's very cool. That'll be a cool event to be at there. Another thing, Matt, we have to give a huge shout-out to Adam Allen because on March 4th, he shot the new BAA Tennessee state record black buffalo. What?
Oh, yeah.
Weighing 75 pounds.
Wow.
49 inches long with a 36-inch girth. That is an absolute prehistoric stud of a fish right there.
Yep.
Matt, who else do we got to shout out?
I got to give a shout-out to Colin Gaskins. That's Adam's buddy who was with him bow fishing that night. He sent us this message on Facebook Messenger, And he was so excited because we were using the AMS Ringo Bowen Year retrievers, and we shot this 75-pound buff, and it's going to be the new Tennessee state record. And he was all, can you please give us a shout-out on the Bowfishing Buzz podcast? So, boom. Good job, fellas. That's the type of stories that we love to hear about. We love to hear from you. Send those in to us. That makes our day. That makes our day.
Yeah, absolutely. We love it. Just last night, Matt, I was sitting down. I was scrolling through my phone. I always like to check the Megamouth socials before I go to bed, make sure that everything is performing how it should, or to see how many likes, comments, views, whatever. And Shannon Dutrick, she's always tagging us in everything that she does. She does a great job. And she was wondering, she wants to go shoot a bunch of silvers.
Yep.
So I told her, I said, Dennis Redden can put you on a pile of silvers.
Yeah.
It'll be a blast, back and forth. And I'm sitting there and I'm messaging her. I love doing that, talking to people like that.
Yep.
Not to toot our own horn, but you're not going to have a whole lot of companies that are going to be messaging you at 9:30 at night with the NCAA championship game on in the background.
Yeah, right.
Thrilled to be messaging you, giving you whatever information you're looking for.
Yeah.
We genuinely like doing that. It's not an automated robot message. It's genuinely you and I responding to these people, and we love every second of it.
Absolutely. Before we move on, Schmitty, I have a joke for you and our Bowfishing Buzz listeners.
Okay.
Did you know that koi carp travel in groups of 4?
I did not know that.
Yes, they do. So when attacked, koi A and koi B and koi C can escape.
Okay.
They leave behind the decoy.
God, what? Where is that? We've never told a joke on the podcast, and you pulled that one out of nowhere? That's very good, actually.
The decoy.
The decoy.
A, B, and C all escape, and that leaves decoy left alone.
I wonder how they decipher who the decoy gets to be, because that is not a good koi
He must be the slowest swimmer.
He must be the decoy. Okay, very good.
That was sent to us by our good friend Randy Parker,
really?
FX.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
He says, he messaged me, goes, hey, I got a joke for you to tell Schmitty on the podcast.
That's funny. That's good stuff. I like that. We should have a bowfishing joke every time we have a podcast. That would be kind of cool.
We are going to be, we discussed it. We haven't worked on it yet. But Derek and I will be coming with a new bowfishing song here, hopefully on the next podcast.
Really? Can it be an Eminem song?
No, you already have this song picked out.
Give the people what they want.
I'm not doing Eminem. No.
Fine, I'll delete my 6 drafts of Eminem songs that I've turned into bowfishing songs.
You have one picked out already.
Which song was it?
It's a Johnny Cash song.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
That will be fun.
Yeah.
That will take some serious work, to get everything down.
That is something for you to look forward to, because we're going to be working on a new song here, a bowfishing song.
I have an uncle. Every time I see him at a family gathering.
I saw him at church.
You saw him at church. Yeah, I saw him on Easter.
He reminded me of the song.
Yes. Happy Easter to everybody, by the way. He's like, oh, man, you guys going to come out with a new song on the Bowfishing Buzz. This guy's never shot. He's never bowfished a day in his life. But he listens to the podcast. He loves listening to it. He loves the songs.
Yep.
So we got to give the people what they want.
Yep.
Yeah.
I happened to sit next to him at church this past Sunday.
Yep.
And he goes, he says, that song that Derek come up with, The Devil Went Down to Georgia version of the Bowfishing one. He said that was great. He was laughing about that.
Brian does love them. He did the most recent one. I did the T-Pain song, Valuable Boy. He says, that was all right, but enough of that rap stuff.
He likes the other.
He likes the old country songs.
Country and classic rock, probably.
Yep. Well, I tell you what, Matt. Like we talked about earlier, before we give Lance a call, we want to dive in a little bit and talk about some fish spawning temperatures and what to look for.
And I will be I'll be putting an image up of this also.
Kind of like a chart
on our video podcast and also on our Facebook page. So this is something really good that you can kind of look at, especially in your areas, because I ask everybody, I try to steal information.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Take what you can get.
What was the water temperature? What was the water temperature when you were out there?
And I will say, too, that is generally a question that no one's going to feel like they need to be protective about necessarily, as if you'd ask them, where were you guys shooting?
Right.
Someone would be like, well, I'm not going to tell you that. If you just ask a general water temperature.
I want to know what the water temperature is.
Yeah, yep. So let's start it out here, Matt. We've got a bunch of species listed out here. I'll kick it off here. Common carp. Spawning temperature, 60 to 70 degrees, with the peak being at 65 degrees. Where to look Flooded weeds, shoreline grass, ultra shallow water, 1 to 3 feet. Behavior, they're aggressive spawners. Look for muddy water and chaos in the shallows. 65 degrees, you're going to be wanting to look for some fish blowing up in shallow water.
Right.
One thing that we have started to do is we take a pair of Vortex binoculars with us when we're thinking that we're in the middle of the spawn. Then we don't have to run all the way up to check it. You can be looking from a couple hundred yards away and go, oh, yeah, there's water blowing up over there. There's fish. Zoop! There we go.
Yep,
or we look and we go, glass calm. Not going to waste our time there. It really does speed up the process. Pretty good.
Absolutely. Big mouth buffalo, Schmitty.
Yep.
Spawning temps 58 to 65 degrees. The sweet spot is 60 to 62 degrees. Where to look? Rising water, flooded grass, muddy back waters. The behavior, early movers that push shallow with warming water. Rising water is buffalo time. How often do you see we call it the push. We call it the push. We don't even call it the spawn, we call it the push. Because they can leave a wake that is just... That big old hump hits that water, it is pushing, and you have 4 or 5 fish in that, and you could almost surf off of one of their
Exactly. It's like a torpedo, a missile, a submarine is flying through the water. Yeah, that's very cool. And how many times too? Let me just throw this out there, Matt. We'll go to a spot early in the morning. It's cooler out. It looks amazing. There's no fish spawning. We run around the lake for a couple hours finding other fish. We come back to that spot, and now there's fish.
Absolutely.
That happens all the time. It can flip like that.
Absolutely.
It takes no time at all.
Absolutely. One body of water within 10 miles of each other can be a big difference in water temperatures.
Yep. Smallmouth buffalo, spawning temp 60 to 68 degrees, peak being 64 to 66. Where to look? Edges of current, flats near channels and backwaters. They are cruisers that follow current seams and transition. The tip is to try to find the edge of some kind of habitat out there.
That is so true for smallmouth buffs. If they sense danger, they want to escape like that.
They want a quick deep water area.
Go down to a deep trough. I can't say that enough. I'm just amazed at how true that is when I've gone down and I've done the buff spawn, especially the smallmouth buffs. They want to escape in a hurry, and they want deep water close to them.
Right. Well, let me throw this in there, Matt. That clip I played for you earlier of me going, "Oh, big mama." Okay, you know the area we were shooting those fish. Can you not think of a more perfect example than that? It was right next to deep water. If you didn't shoot them where we had them, they were gone. It was quick.
Exactly. They like that deep water. They want to escape. Grass carp, Schmitty. Spawn temps 63 to 75 degrees with a sweet spot at 68 to 72 degrees. Where to look? Flooded grass, shallow vegetation flats.
Hence the name.
The behavior is heavy feeders drawn to warm vegetation zones. If it's green and flooded, they're in it. I love going back into those bays. They're not spawning, but on those flats. 3 to 4, 2 to 4 foot flats. But let me tell you, man, you got to be quiet.
Stealthy.
You got to be sneaky. You
got to whisper. You can't be too loud.
You got to shoot.
And then when there's a big one in front of the boat, and we're sneaking up on it, and Derek accidentally bumps the deck with his bow, Matt gets really mad.
We won't be able to hear none of this on our podcast.
Oh, okay. Not whispering loud enough. Well, if they can't hear me on the podcast, then neither can the grass carp.
And there are like torpedoes when they sense danger. Oh my gosh. They're fun fish. Fish.
Quillbacks, Matt. Spawning temperature 60 to 70 degrees with a sweet spot of 62 to 66. That sweet spot is just temporarily, usually right in the middle of what that looks like as far as the full spawning temperature. Where to look? Sand and gravel flats. A little bit of light current. Behavior, they're subtle movers, often overlooked, but stack up in numbers. Quiet water equals easy targets.
Moving on, the short nose guard. Spawn temp 60 to 70. The sweet spot at 62 to 66 degrees. Where to look? Backwaters, flooded vegetation, shallow warm water, rocky shorelines. Behavior, spawn earlier than other gar species. You see one, there's going to be plenty nearby.
Absolutely. Down to long nose gar, spawning temp 68 to 75 degrees. Where to look? Surface cruising, flooded brush, backwaters. Behavior, they are active surface fish, easy to spot while cruising. And a little tip here, if you see a log that's moving or swimming, shoot it because it's a gar. Side story, talked to a guy yesterday, Matt, who was shooting gar. I don't know if he was doing it this year. I'm not sure where he was located. But one thing that they do, they shoot numbers a lot. They want to go out and shoot a bunch of fish. They'll be in tournaments, numbers tournaments. They're shooting 300 to 500 fish a night in these given events. He would get back into areas where the gar were spawning, and he told me that what they would do is they would look around. If they saw a fish that they thought was over 10 pounds, they did not shoot that fish because it was a female.
You let her swim around.
They let her swim around because they have noticed when they go in and shoot every single fish that they possibly can, females included, those pheromones are not being released into the water, and all of those smaller gar disappear, and they're gone. And so I thought that was a very interesting tip that those guys used. The more females around, the more fish you're going to shoot because those males are going to come flying in. Yeah.
Good point. How about the big old alligator gar? Spawn temp 68 to 82 with a sweet spot at 72 to 78 degrees. Where to look, flooded timber, backwater sloughs, flooded fields. Behavior, large fish that move shallow during the spawn. Big water, big targets.
Exactly. Big old alligator gar. Freshwater drum mat, spawning temperature 65 to 75 degrees. Where to look, current, gravel, or sand bottoms. They will stack in current seams and open water. Kind of a tip there is to just follow the current until you find them.
Moving on, we got the silver carp, Schmitty. Spawn temp 64 to 75 degrees. Where to look, heavy current river systems. Behavior, suspended fish, often mid-column. Watch the current is the tip for those guys. Which I have never seen a carp spawn or a silver carp spawn before. Or a big head carp spawn.
Well, yeah, I know they do it in deeper water.
They do it mid-column.
Yes, mid-column. You're not seeing it at all.
Right.
That would be kind of crazy to witness what that would look like, especially with the number of silvers that we see down in Kentucky especially. Your favorite here, Matt, big head carp, spawning temperature 64 to 77 degrees. Where to look, deep current, big rivers. They're going to be suspended and grouped up in that current again. You're not really going to be able to see them very much when they're doing that. One cool thing about, I know we've talked about this in the past, but on the silvers and big heads, their eggs need to be buoyant. And they need to be flowing, unlike a buff, a common, where it needs to be sticky and adhere to the vegetation. It's pretty crazy. Speaking of buoyant, Matt, I just learned this past weekend. There's an easy way to tell the difference between female and male ants. Okay? If you've got a handful of ants in a cup of water and you drop an ant into it and it floats, that is a girl ant. Excuse me, if it sinks, that is a girl ant. Okay? The females sink, that is a girl ant. If you take one and drop it and it floats, that is a
male.
Otherwise known as a
boy
ant. It's boy ant.
Wow! First we had one joke, now we got two jokes.
You got the jokes on the
Holy moly.
Okay, let's move on.
Last on the list here before you give Lance a call, we've got the dogfish or the bowfin. Spawn temp 60 to 65 degrees. Where to look, thick weeds, lily pads, shallow water. The behavior, this is kind of cool. Dogfish are nest builders, and the males are guarding it, which is kind of cool.
It is very cool to see. Yep.
Because a lot of times you'll see like a bed, like you see a bluegill bed or a crappie bed or something like that there. Dogfish will do the same thing. In the thick weeds, they'll make a little nest and they'll guard it.
Yep.
Kind of cool.
Yeah, it is very cool.
Kind of cool.
Yeah. Well, we just burned through that segment. All kinds of information there.
Wow. All right, Schmitty. After this commercial, we're going to give our good buddy Lance Brantley from Kentucky a little jingle jangle here on the Bowfishing Buzz.
Sounds good.
Are you looking to elevate your bowfishing brand with stunning design solutions? Look no further than N Designs. Their team of talented designers is dedicated to bringing your vision to life. Whether it's t-shirts, hats, leather products, eye-catching logos, to captivating boat wraps, they have you covered. Plus, with their commitment to excellence and attention to detail, you can trust that your project is in good hands. Don't settle for ordinary. Choose N Designs for extraordinary results. Visit their website today and let's bring your ideas to life. N Designs, where creativity meets excellence. Efficiency Bowfishing Lights by Outdoor Innovations USA. A color tone adjustable and dimmable light with a unique patented reflector design that puts more light where you need it. Efficiency Bowfishing Lights offer 3 different models: the 65-watt single-color economy light, the 65-watt Efficiency V2 tri-color dimmable light for maximum efficiency and versatility, and the 130-watt Efficiency Maximus, designed to be an all-out beast of a bowfishing light. Efficiency, designed and built by bowfishermen for bowfishermen. Check them out at OutdoorInnovationsUSA.com.
And welcome back, everybody. Episode 118 of the Bowfishing Buzz. Matt, we have a very special individual joining us now on the phone. You guys all know his name. Very well known in the tournament circuit as well. We've been working with him for years.
Yeah.
They're shooting Megarex bows. Big fish fear them. We got Lance Brantley joining us on the podcast here today. Lance, how are you doing? And thank you for joining us.
Doing great, guys. How are y'all?
We are doing wonderful. Our snow is melting, Lance. Our snow is melting.
Yep, we're not above 30 degrees, but we're doing okay. Yeah.
Oh, man. It's a beautiful day here. We got a little better weather than you guys have had.
Yes,
Yeah,
I know.
I would agree.
Yes,
Yeah.
yep. So, Lance, before we get into the big questions, we're going to do a little, what we call a little fun segment here. We're going to rattle your brain here really quickly. We want to rapid fire questions. We're going to list off about 10 of these. You ready?
Send it at me, man. Send it at me.
All right, Lance, right now, what's your favorite fish to shoot?
Big heads.
All right, Lance. Day or nighttime bow fishing?
Nighttime.
Shallow water or deep water shooting?
Deep water.
Okay.
All right. First shot of the night. Are you going to miss it or stone cold smack them?
That's a hard one.
Oh,
I'm going with the hit.
yeah, there you go. There you go.
All right, Lance, one piece of gear you refuse to go bowfishing without.
I'm going to have to say a flashlight.
Oh, okay.
Worst thing to forget at the boat ramp?
Ooh, bow.
Yeah.
I thought teammates would have been a good answer, too. But
Either one are pretty useful.
all right, Lance, your teammate misses 3 nights in a row. What are you saying to him?
Step back.
Yep. Who on Team AMS talks the most trash?
Ooh, we're a pretty quiet group. Probably me.
Okay, I gotcha. One bowfishing myth that needs to die.
One bow fishing myth that needs to die. Oh, man, y'all got me on that one.
Something that's just, you found it not to be true. Oh, he's got to think.
I like this.
This is.
He's thinking. Though.
He is.
He's
yeah.
thinking.
Yeah, you got me on this one.
We might have to circle back to that one.
We'll come back to that one. Yep.
Yeah, let me think on that one.
All right. If you had to switch roles, are you the driver or the shooter?
Probably driver.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Selfless.
Likes to be the shooter. Yep. Yep. All right. Well, before we move on to the questions here, Lance, I know that you have been out shooting some fish already down there. Things are happening. Have you broken in your new Megarex bow yet, Lance?
Man, I'm loving that thing.
All right.
Good to hear.
I haven't got it quite broke in yet, but no more than I've been out. We've adapted well together. I'm enjoying it.
Good. What would you say are things that you like about the Megarex bow, Lance?
Man, I think it's more forgiving than what I'm used to.
Okay.
I will say on that brace height, and you don't have the pinch point as my other bow was fairly short, and I had no complaints. But once you see the difference, it does feel just a little more forgiving, I believe.
Thanks. Yeah,
That's awesome. That's good to hear. Those Megarex have been having fun down there in Kentucky with you,
Right.
for sure.
I want to see if you know what this is. What's the biggest fish that your new Megarex has taken already?
Oh.
What's the weight of the biggest when your bow was taken?
I think it was 52 pounds.
Oh, nice.
And what type of fish was it, Lance?
Smallmouth buffalo.
Smallmouth buffalo.
Solid,
All right.
solid.
I like it.
Absolutely,
I like it.
Well, I'll tell you what, we'll dive into some more questions here. Just for everybody knows, Lance been shooting that Megarex bow. We have those Megarex bows available on the website, available at local dealers who are carrying them. We got them ready to rock and roll. But, Lance, let's dive into a little bit more of the tournament prep. You have had a very long career in doing very well in these tournaments. My first question for you, Lance, heading into the season, what does preparation look like for you and your team right now? Are you already grinding, looking at spots, or are you just kind of first getting into it?
Yeah, since we're doing more traveling this year, we're not just grinding as like normal. Other than we have been on the water quite a bit. More just doing what we like, trying to find spawning fish. They're not going to be too early for any tournaments or anything like that. But it's always some kind of a grind with us. We've been on the water trying to find these daggone spawning buffalo. They've kicked our tail this year on the smallmouth, and I know we're all kind of debating on, is it going to be the moon, is it going to be the water rise, or the temperature's right, and we're all scratching our head and I don't know. We haven't quite figured them out yet. That's for sure.
That's a tough one. And you hit it right on the head. Right now you might as well go out and have some fun bow fishing and enjoy the. We just got done doing our whole first segment, Lance, was about the spawn, what temperatures to look for
all
each different species, and this is a month of the spawn, really, where things really start to kick in, in a lot of states. And you hit it right on the head. You might as well go out and have some fun right now with some of these big fish, because you're not going to be targeting these areas probably for your tournaments.
That's what we need to put in there on the. You was asking what myth can be busted. If anybody says they know anything about smallmouth buffalo, I think we can go ahead and bust that myth.
There we go. There it is. The myth has been revealed.
Yes, anything I thought we knew or what they were going to key off of has been totally wrong this year. So let's just go ahead and throw that in there.
Gotcha.
Let's take two birds with one stone on that one.
Nice. Yes, that's correct. That's correct. So, Lance, how much of your success in tournament season comes from preseason scouting versus in-the-moment decision-making?
That's a 50-50. I mean, that's part of the game, and it all comes from just being on the water and mistakes that you made previously. Sometimes, obviously the scouting puts you in a place a lot of times to be fishing, but you also have to make that decision, when do we move? And from history, we've seen some things, and if we give them so much time, and if they're not up and we think things are right, you got to make that decision. And sometimes it can be tough. Right. It can make you or break you.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Absolutely.
So, Lance, let me ask you this: when you and your teammates are getting ready, how do you divide roles? Is everyone specialized in their certain place, their certain spot, certain responsibility, or do you guys keep it flexible that you guys can move around a little?
Yeah, I mean, I think we tune to the night. I mean, overall, we all kind of have our same method, I guess you could say. But that could change depending on whose boat we're shooting out of, or if someone has the night they're not shooting as well, we may change places on the boat. Obviously to give them whoever's on needs to be in the hot seat basically.
Right.
Stuff of that sort.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
Yep. What's something you and your team is doing differently this year compared to last season to try to gain an edge? Have you guys talked about anything or thought about, okay, we need to move on from this strategy and move into this other strategy? Because you always have to stay on top of things. The tournaments, when they come out, they're in different states, different bodies of water, different locations. You got anything that you're working on, Lance?
I mean, especially this season with, we're hitting a lot of new water. We're all, kind of like what a lot of people do. We're map searching and trying to get an idea of the layouts and stuff of that sort. And, trying to have somewhat of a game plan of a scouting method before we get there, I guess you could say.
Sure.
And then once you get there, I mean, it's just all marking things off and running hard as you can until you find something they may like, and then try to find more of it, basically.
Yep. Lance, look, we just were talking quite a bit on water temperature. During this tournament season, are you looking at to see what the water temperatures are for areas that you're shooting? Is that pretty much already gone by already?
I mean, once it kind of reaches on up there, we don't pay as much attention to that, okay. I don't guess, on the big heads anyhow.
All right.
I mean, but everything does affect them. But, once we get into the summer months, it don't seem to play as much of a factor.
Gotcha. And one other thing I want to ask you here is we were just talking about the temperatures for silver carp and the temperatures for big head to spawning. Have you ever seen those fish spawn?
I can't say for certain.
Okay.
I mean, we've seen them accumulate to where we feel like that's what they were doing, but I can't say for sure.
Right. because we're kind of under the assumption that they spawn kind of mid-column.
Yeah, you might not
They're
even
not
be able
probably
to see
even
them.
coming up to the surface to do their pushing. They're probably just releasing, and the males are milking just to, let those eggs be buoyant and go down the river. So maybe they don't even push like we think they do. I don't know.
Yeah, that's something to be learned, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Lance, early season conditions. I mean, up here we're just kind of getting into our season, but the conditions can be unpredictable. How are you preparing for changing water, changing weather, and changing fish behavior right out of the gate here in this early part of the year?
We're normally, watching that weather and the variables and trying to make a play, based off history. We have an idea what normally happens a lot of times, which, anytime you're messing with nature, that can change. But we kind of have an overall average, I guess you could say, of what the fish typically do with whatever's coming at us. And we're trying to look into the future and try to make the best calls for it. And we've been pretty lucky so far on the tournaments. It's been pretty close to accurate. We've been able to get our fish anyhow, but
Yeah.
There's been many nights that we hadn't either, in the past. That's for sure.
Do you guys still have? Is it still the same team members this year, Lance? Moving on to the 2026 season.
Oh yeah, same crew. Got Gunnar Hagen, Noah Brewer, and
All right.
myself. Yeah, we're looking forward to it.
All right, because last year Derek and I were down there in August, and we were able to hook up with you and Dennis and Gunnar. Unfortunately, we weren't able to hook up with Noah. I believe he had to work, didn't allow him to come up and join us. But, man, we just had a blast down there last year and shot some crazy big old fish. And I know you're not going to be in the video because you and Dennis were in a different boat, but Derek, myself, and Gunnar were in the AMS boat there, and we just had a blast shooting some big old fish. But, yeah, I want to give a shout out to your teammates because they are a huge part of your success. So we can't leave out Noah Brewer and Gunnar Hagen as well.
No, absolutely. These guys put in as much, if not more, than me, and good guys, and all around. I'm very, very blessed and thankful to have them. That's for sure.
Right. So, Lance, what separates teams that consistently finish near the top from the ones that just kind of hang in the middle of the pack?
I think some guys are, a lot of things have changed the last few years with the big heads. There's a lot of great teams out there. There's a lot of guys that's working that hadn't got their payday yet that are starting to come together.
Exactly.
It's cool to see. It takes time. It took us time. And it's I think you're going to see a lot of upcoming guys, but it's about work ethic. If you grind enough and try to make sense of things, eventually it's going to pay off. And I think you're going to see that coming up with some guys, but it's all about what you want to put in, I guess.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. And some of those teams last year might have been, or the year before, they may be in that middle of the pack for 2 or 3 years.
Yep. Learning.
Yeah. If you take good notes, a lot of these bodies of water are kind of all the same. You're targeting buffs, you're targeting big heads, you're targeting gar, you're targeting numbers. You're going to have a bunch of information and notes of what to fall back on the following year when those tournaments are in the same general areas. Yep. So a lot of those teams that are in that middle of the pack, a lot of those, not all of them, but a lot of those teams will eventually start to climb towards the top of the pack in the next year or two after being in a lot of those tournaments.
Yep. Time in the water.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yep. So
you have to survive that hard part, and the hard part is putting in a lot of time and not getting recognized or not getting those places you want. If you can learn from your mistakes and start correcting them as a team, and that's what a lot of people, I see a lot of teams break during that period. They're good, they have the grind, they just got to start making sense of their mistakes and then moving forward. And I think there's some teams come along doing that.
Yep.
I think that's the key is to work through the hard stuff and then it all come together.
Absolutely. Earlier in the podcast, Lance, Matt compared you to LeBron James. That being said, going into this season, what are your personal goals? What are the team goals? Are you chasing wins or consistency or something else?
Man, this year we're just gonna have fun, man. We've come off a good spell. you can let the tournament world take a little of the fun out. And I think this season we're gonna grind like we always do. We're gonna try to do our best, but not take it as serious in a way.
Yeah.
Just have fun. You know, I mean, we got new waters, or we know the odds are against us. We're going to try our hardest to try to find an angle and be competitive as we can. But hey, if we're not, then hey, that's part of the fun too. You just gotta be able to walk away and just go to the next one and hope for the best.
Absolutely. You know, the grind is a full tournament season. You know, the grind of that can wear on you.
Oh yeah.
You know. How do you and your team stay, sharp to avoid burnout when things get a little tough?
You know, I mean, over time we've learned, there's a time, and sometimes you're forced to push harder to the end before the tournaments, but we've learned to put that hard grind in typically a week before a tournament and make the most sense and get rest time. That was something that I think we all learned in the beginning, that we would want to run as hard as we can into the tournament. Well, then that tournament night, if things didn't go right and you were brain dead and couldn't focus and you're not as sharp when you're shooting, I mean, we're definitely going to be rested up, or hopefully this is going to be like on, say, the Open, for instance. It's going to be a little different because you got daytime and nighttime, and there's a lot of things to calculate, and the only way you can do it is time on the water. So I don't know. That one there is going to be a challenge, but we have learned over the years, when it gets closer to that tournament night, we try to get in bed by midnight on that night and be rested up for it.
Right. Yeah, smart. Smart. Yep. Lance, last question here. I'm curious what your answer is going to be here. What's one mistake you see teams make every year that holds them back?
Man, I think team hopping can be, some guys, they kind of gather a group and shoot with this guy and that guy, and then they lose their spots.
Yeah.
I mean, that's one thing I see that happens a lot. And I guess it's all about, what tournaments mean to you. If you just want to go and have fun and hope to compete, there's nothing wrong with that. I think if you want to be a competitive team that wants to kind of stay towards the top, you got to find a group that's willing to stay quiet and stay together. And, you don't want to be sharing spots with nobody.
Right. When you were reading, Lance, that I was trying to think of what my answer would be.
And that was it.
That was exactly it.
Yeah.
That was exactly it. Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Lance, I get people asking me, I have one of your hats and I wear it up here and it's got 3% to grind on it. Can you explain to people what that means to you? You've kind of started that little bit of a theme, of a logo of the 3%. We grind 90% harder than the rest. What does that mean exactly? Because I get a lot of people saying, what does that 3% mean?
It's kind of become a brand, but it's a mindset. It's to outgrind. If you don't do well or anything, if you outgrind 97% of the rest, statistically, you're going to eventually start doing better. But it's the goal is to be the top three. We don't, a lot of people be like, it kind of confused where we're trying to call ourselves the top three. No, that's our goal, is to try to be at that top three. And it's not just bow fishing. It's anything you do in life. If you have that mindset, there's always an angle. If you're not afraid to work, your goal is to be towards the front, and that's kind of what the 3% mindset is, I guess you'd say.
I like that.
Yep. Yep. That's cool.
That. Lance, you are the owner of Muddy Flats down there, kind of pretty close to the dams down there and the tailwaters down there. Are you open right now for business? Can people stop in and buy some 3% We Grind, merchandise from you? Maybe they want to buy a new Mega Mouth from you. Maybe they want to buy some arrows from you. Are you open down there right now?
We are pretty well from 9 to 5 during the week, and then the weekend I'll come in there myself, and I usually hold her open to 8 on Friday and Saturday night, and then we're closed on Sunday.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Right.
Good to know, down there in Kentucky.
Right.
You need something to stop in?
Got a nice little shop right down there. You can see all of his big checks on his wall over down there. He's got a bunch of apparel and some cool hats.
We filmed the podcast there last year.
He's got some mounts in there. I think you've got one of Dennis Redden's from when they were shooting in that tournament years ago with that Brian Hughes put on the all-out carp out.
Yeah. Got a couple of dentists. Got his world record buck there, smallmouth, and one big heads. And
very cool.
Yes, sir.
Very cool. So Lance is open for business, people. You're down there. Get down there and check him out. Get some gear. Maybe he'll give you a little bit of a tip on where to go find some fish.
Everyone's going to be flooding now down to Muddy Flats.
We'll have Barkley Dam down there just covered up.
Yep.
The old bank will be full of shooters. Well, before we let you go, Lance, how are conditions down there for you guys right now as far as anything happening? Are there a lot of people bow fishing below the dams? How about the lakes? What's kind of going on in your general area right there as far as bow fishing goes?
The lake's coming up, and the temperature has been, we've had a couple cold spells, but overall, everything's just starting to get right. There's some guys starting to shoot some fish below the dams.
Okay.
Like I said about the spawn, it's kind of been hit and miss and all over the place. So some guys have done well, some guys haven't. But there's a lot of fish being shot right now. It's starting to that time of year, Matt. Everything's starting to heat up.
I hear you. And Derek and I are looking forward to June when we get to come down there and visit you guys. I hope to get on the water with you down there when we're down there for the Bluegrass Youth Tournament down there.
Bluegrass Bonanza.
And we're going to stay a couple days longer, Lance. So I'm putting the pressure on you and Dennis again because
you got to save a couple of those fish for us.
Oh, yeah. And you got Smitty coming this season?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
I'm still looking for a gold big head.
Oh, not like that's a tall task to ask for.
Well, we might see what we can do.
Yeah.
You might, and Smitty might get the, last time Smitty come with you, everything worked out pretty good.
It did.
He might get to see, we might get some quality time together this year. So Smitty, you never know.
There we go.
All right,
Absolutely.
looking forward to that.
Absolutely. I can't wait.
Some of that grind time that Matt's had to witness a couple of times. I hope not, but
Yep. It's all part of it.
You got to see the other side a little bit.
That's right.
Right.
Yep.
Looked pretty easy last year.
Yeah, right. You just waited for a phone call and went out.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Yep.
So that was an awesome night.
Yes, it was. And that's going to be a Carbon TV episode coming up here later in the year, and we'll let you all know about when that's coming out.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So, Lance, we're going to let you get back to whatever you're doing down there, probably working in the store, getting ready with some other projects down there. So we appreciate you joining us here on the Bow Fishing Buzz. Looking forward to the tournament season starting and watching you guys rock and roll this year, Lance.
Sounds great, man. Appreciate you guys.
You bet. Take care, buddy.
See you, Lance.
Thanks.
There.
Always good to have Lance on.
Absolutely.
Gives us a little bit of an insight of what that grind looks like if you want to be successful in the tournament circuit for sure.
Yeah. I'll never forget before Lance was on our pro staff, I knew of him a little bit. Dennis Redden said, hey, you need to check this guy out. Mm-hmm. He's really working his butt off. And I remember seeing Lance a couple times down there, and the guy looked like he could just sleep standing where he was because the dude doesn't sleep.
No, he's on the water all the time.
The guy does not sleep. Yeah. I mean, oh my gosh.
Runs a store.
He's got
on the water
businesses
24/7.
that he has. Yeah.
I know he does the pressure washing aspect of things.
Yep.
He does the dog tracking. It's insane. And then he's running the inventory, everything that goes into running a retail shop.
Right.
It is wild. I should have asked him this, Matt. But what do you think it would take to get Lance up in Wisconsin to shoot the AMS Big 20?
Oh, that would have been a good one.
Yeah, I should have asked him that.
I can call him back.
Dang it.
Should I call him back?
Let's do it. Let's see. Let's call him back.
Let's call him back. This will be funny. Let's call him back.
See if he wants to come up here and shoot with the big dogs.
All right, let's give Lance a call. Here we go. There you go.
I'm just curious.
Yes, sir.
Lance, I am sorry. I should have asked this question when you were on the phone with us. I'm just curious, what would it take? What would we have to do for you to be able to get you and the team to travel up to Wisconsin and shoot in the AMS Big 20?
Oh!
Ooh.
Ooh. Them carp turned a little twist in you guys' strategies.
That's on our bucket list. It probably wouldn't be too hard to talk the crew in it, possibly.
Oh, that would be so fun. That would be amazing to have you guys up here.
Right. It was funny because we just got to talking. We were talking a little bit here on the podcast, and Derek goes, I had a question I forgot to ask Lance. I said, what was it? And he told me what the question was. I was like, let's call him back here live on the podcast.
We got to see what he's up to with that question.
It's something we talked about, that's for sure.
All right, so it's on the list of possibilities then, huh?
Yep.
We would love to, honestly.
Okay.
We'll just have to figure out when we can make it work.
Sure.
Yep.
Okay, well, we'll see you next month then, Lance.
You never know.
Wouldn't that be? He just shows up, surprises us.
Yeah, right.
That'd be funny. Oh man.
All right, Lance. Well, we'll let you get back to your business down there.
All right, boys. Y'all be
See you,
careful.
Lance.
See you, Lance.
Great.
There, good. It's on his bucket list.
It's on his list.
Usually,
it's on his list.
Goals that Lance sets, he achieves. So
Right.
hopefully, we'll be able to see him up here in Wisconsin. Oh, you're going right into it, aren't you? All right. Let's see if I can guess this one right for once.
Let's get ready to rumble! Get ready for fish that you wish. This fish comes from the state that ranks second nationally in average number of tornadoes a year at 60. The world famous fast food chain of Pizza Hut restaurants opened in this state. In 1990, wheat farmers in the state produced enough wheat to make 33 billion loaves of bread, or enough to provide each person on the earth with 6 loaves. It's also legal to shoot rabbits from motorboats. Any guesses, Schmitty?
I'm going to say Missouri.
I'm talking the sunflower state of Kansas.
Dang it.
This fish was shot May 7, 2018 by Rodney Schweizer. With a length of 47.5 inches, this grass carp tipped the scales at a hefty 76 pounds even, making it the BAA Kansas state record. Wow. And that's a fish you wish you shot.
My goodness. That's a good one there, Matt.
Yeah,
That's
that
a
was
big
a good
old
one.
grassy. Okay. Okay.
Oh, Schmitty, D Schmitty, Libiddy.
That went so fast. That was an hour and 12 minutes that went like that.
It did. Well, we hope you enjoyed the Bowfishing Buzz, episode 118. Mathew here, D Schmitty on the other side. Thanks to Lance Brantley for joining us. We hope you enjoyed the info that we gave you on those temperatures.
We had fun relaying it to you.
Right. Get out there on the water, enjoy bow fishing. Now is a special time. I mean, when that water temperature gets to that 60-degree range, there's a lot of fish
The water comes alive.
Yes, into the shallows.
Yep.
Get out there. Enjoy the sport of bow fishing. Check out Mega Moth Bow Fishing. Get your Mega Moth gear. Check out AMS Bow Fishing. Get your AMS gear. Get on the water, make memories. And remember, from all of us here at AMS Bow Fishing, we wish you the best of luck. And remember, aim low.
Think big. Thanks for listening, guys.